Chapter 1 is on gross income, Section 1.1, straight time pay. The objective for today is to calculate the straight time pay. Your essential questions that need answers are: what are the benefits of being paid on an hourly rate? Why is it important to understand paycheck information? These are the types of questions that you will probably find like on a quiz or on a test, so you'll want to make sure that you write the answers to these questions down at some point and actually go back and look at them as well. So first of all, straight time pay is how much you get per hour of work that you do. So one of the benefits of being paid at an hourly rate would be, let me change colors. That for every hour of work that you do, there's a direct connection on how much you are paid. So paid for every hour of work that you do. We're going to learn about a few other types of ways that you can be paid, and this is just one of them. Why is it important to understand paycheck information? So that you, when you get your paycheck, can check to make sure you are getting paid the right amount of money. So some of the vocab words: that hourly rate is a fixed amount of money for each hour that you work. So maybe you get $8 per hour or $7.50 per hour or whatever you get paid per hour of work. That's the hourly rate. Straight time pay, the total amount of money you earn for a pay period at a regular hourly rate. There's a formula for this one, and it's straight time pay. I'll just call it S, and it's your hourly rate times the number of hours that you work. Gross income is the total amount you are paid during a pay period. Here's some examples. Shauna is a mail clerk at an advertising firm. She earns $12 per hour, so her rate is $12. This week she worked 39.5 hours, so the number of hours is 39.5. What is her straight time pay for the week? So we look at the formula above. It is your hourly rate, or $12, times the number of hours worked, 39.5. So on your calculator, 12 times 39.5 is $474. So when I tell you that you need to show all of your work, the part that's in the box is considered your work. Okay, so you don't have to show anything more than that. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to show the multiplication on paper. You can do that on your calculator. Just tell me the numbers that you're multiplying or dividing or subtracting or whatever you need to do. Second question, find the straight time pay for $7.60 per hour times 40 hours. Now on this one, the work is really already shown, so you don't have to show me that again. You could just say, oh, all I need to do is multiply 760 times 40. So for this one, the answer that you could write is $304. Why don't you pause the video and try this last one on your own, and then come back to the video and check it out to see if you got the answer right. Last week, Mike worked 40 hours. This week, he worked 39.5 hours. If he earns $8.40 per hour, what's the straight time pay for each week? So notice here they want each week separately. So we're going to call this S1 for week 1, and we'll call it S2 for week 2. 40 hours would be the number of hours, and 39.5 would be the number of hours for week 2. $8.40 per hour is your rate, and that would be for both weeks. So we're going to take the hourly rate, $8.40, times the number of hours for week 1, which is 40. So on your calculators, $8.40 times 40, $336. That would be your work and everything for your first answer. For week 2, we are getting $8.40 per hour again. But week 2, they only worked 39.5 hours, so just about 40, but not quite. So $8.40 times 39.5 is $331.80. They do not want you to add them together. Sometimes they will, but not this time. So if I ask you for work, the part in the boxes is what I expect you to write. Okay, question number 4. Ralph is an accounting clerk. This one is on page 98 at the top. It's example 2, just in case you're wondering, where I'm getting this from. He earns $14.40 per hour. How many hours per week must he work if he wants to earn about $550 per week? So you have to kind of figure out what you have and what you need. This time his rate per hour is $14.40. How many hours? We don't know. But the actual wage per week is $550. So this part right here is your straight time pay. So if we follow the formula, straight time pay equals rate times number of hours, we're going to put in those things that we know. So his straight time pay is $550. His rate is $14.40. And the number of hours we don't know. So we have to use a letter for that. Now, when you're actually solving this one, since these two things are on opposite sides, the way that you solve it is divide by 1440. Whatever side that letter is on, that's the part you need to get rid of. You need to get that letter by itself. So H would equal 550 divided by $14.40. So 38.2. Now, when you're talking hours, they want you to round to the nearest quarter hour. So 38.2 for quarter hours, you're talking on the hour, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 45 minutes. So 0.2 is almost a half. So we're going to, or almost 0.25 hours, a quarter hour. So we're going to call this one 38.25 hours. Or you could also say 38 1/4, whichever one you wanted. So round to the nearest quarter hour. This one right here is number 24. You can look back on this one when you get to it. I'm just going to help you get this one set up. Anytime they say algebra next to the question, there's an algebraic equation that you probably will need to solve and figure something else out. So Elaine earns $17.80 per hour. That's her rate. She is an electronic billing specialist for a legal clinic. How many hours, that we don't know, must she work if she wants to earn about $675 per week? So her straight time pay is $675. So if we follow this formula once again, her straight time pay is $675. Her rate is $17.80, and the hours we don't know. So this is part of your work. You go ahead and solve the rest when you're working this question. So just remember that our essential questions that we need to know, the benefits of being paid on an hourly rate. For every hour that you work, you get paid a certain amount. There's others where you only get a certain amount per month. It doesn't matter how many hours you work. So if you worked overtime, you wouldn't get anything extra. Here, you're getting paid, a single amount for every hour that you do of work that you do. It's important to understand the paycheck information so that you can check to make sure you're being paid correctly. If there's a mistake, you can bring it to the HR department and they will fix it for you or check it out. Make sure you're also familiar with the vocab so that you know actually what you're looking for in the question. Good luck on your assignment, and make sure you bring questions tomorrow.